Hey guys, what's up? We back in this. We back in the business. We back on the grind. We back playing some Bed Wars. But today's a bit different. I have taken the advice of a certain ranger in the comment section. Can't believe I took advice from a ranger. It's fine though, cause today's the day. Today is the day of the fabled technique. The day where I record the gameplay first and dub over the audio afterwards. Whoa, yeah, I don't have to keep getting interrupted by getting stabbed every time. Honestly, even if I didn't say it, you probably would have noticed because I would have kept talking even though I'm getting beat up. So how you doing? You're probably wondering, like, why is there a random Bed Wars content video? You literally posted deltarune well, I don't even know how long ago it was, like a week ago now. You literally posted deltarune a week ago. What the hell are you doing? Where's your consistency? Deltarune is a trend. It's dead. It's dead. Everyone's made their remixes, their fan art, their Rule 34 of Spamton, and well, I just gotta say, I'll talk about that, but like, before we get into the main topic, I just have two things to bring up. First off, if you follow Nintendo stuff, or if you have even a vague understanding of what's happening in Nintendo, you're like, hey, wasn't there that Lost Smash reveal that was hyped up to oblivion? Why don't you react to that? That sounds like the best free content you could acquire. And okay, I was going to do it. I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, oh my god, free content. I don't actually put any effort. I just like fake some reaction to a character I probably don't even want. And honestly, it was like, it was just wasn't going to work out. I didn't wake up in time because the presentation was at 1 a.m. and I woke up at 6:30 because it was like a school day. I had to go eat breakfast, do shit, you know. Yeah, no, I didn't wake up in time, you know, some stuff went wrong, and it was going okay, but then what happened is, I opened the video previously because I was okay, I'm gonna big brain this. I'm gonna open up the video, like the live stream, the previous night, so when I open it up, I don't have to like cover up the thumbnails, the titles, everything, and basically be like trolling the internet blind. But I didn't account for the fact that they changed the live stream title after it had been revealed, or they had like published it. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I've probably got to block out the title because I changed it. I was thinking about it, and then I hovered over it to see if that was the tab, and I saw Lost Smash Direct battling Sora, and I was like, so it's Sora from Kingdom Hearts. The leak was true. But yeah, no, that completely destroyed any kind of reaction that I had. Yeah, knowing about it, it just took it out. So, you're probably thinking, what's my opinion on Sora in Kingdom Hearts? It's, drumroll please, completely alright. I am completely indifferent towards it. I mean, like, I'm happy for the people who wanted him. Like, there's a lot of people who wanted him. I mean, the whole number one in the Smash ballot, the whole thing about Bayonetta being number one was a lie. No, it's realizable characters. It's fine. Yeah, no, like, being number one in the Smash ballot, like, tons of people wanted him. Yeah, it's pretty good. But, like, I feel nothing for Sora. I have played no Kingdom Hearts games. All I know is the guy who has Goofy and Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, all those people. You're just Disney guy. And honestly, the thing I was most hyped for was the Doomslayer costume, because like that was one of my characters I wanted. I wanted the Doomslayer, and seeing him as a costume at least, even though we didn't get a soundtrack. Because imagine E1, M1, The Only Thing Is Fear Is You, BFG Division, any of that as a song included. I mean, the Splatoon like costumes are a bit strange, but it's fine. Yeah, no, I'm happy that people wanted him, but like, seeing people like rage because I didn't want him, it's also hilarious. Like, Coney's like based. He's pretty cool. His reaction, like, we lost, and the no he gave is fucking hilarious. I mean, that's the kind of reaction I want. Like, the people who are like, no, but then like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool how he plays. But like, there's a few people who are like shitting on him just like the entire way. I don't know. I just found it a bit off-putting. And the Kingdom Hearts fans were going on a crusade. They were downvoting everyone who Yeah, they were downvoting everyone who had a negative reaction at all. Like Captain Kid, his reaction was a bit undeserved. Tweak, I think Coney got one, even though his reaction was like fine. I liked it. I don't know, maybe it's hypocritical. Who knows? Yeah, so there's that one, and the second one is, this is probably gonna be the last video in a while. And I say that statement, but it really depends on when I actually edit this video. Like, it could be, I could have edited this and posted it when the stuff that I wanted to have finished, and this is completely irrelevant. But, like, my exams are coming up. I literally took 2 weeks off of work to study for it. It's history. I gotta write 6 essays in 2 hours. This is just carpal tunnel simulator. And, yeah, no, it's not great, so I'm just thinking I'm gonna pop this so I don't have to make an excuse when I leave and don't show up for another, like, 2 months. Got that classic Technoblade upload schedule. Yeah, no, so, yeah, this is just gonna be up. It's gonna sit there and be a signpost. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to edit. There's, like, the last of the deltarune. There's, like, a modded series I started, and honestly, that's pretty much it, but there's still a lot of stuff relating to that, and I don't have enough space on my laptop, so yeah, it's not great. So, to finally get onto the topic of this video, finally, after, 6 minutes of just ranting about various other stuff, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. The classic series that probably awoke furry tendencies in a lot of children. Now that I think about it, there was a lot of various types of media that awoke various things, fetishes, in children. Like, think about it, like the Winx Club, My Little Pony with that random season when they were all humans, Animorphs, oh god, Animorphs, that definitely awoke a lot of furries. Yeah, no, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, probably a lot more than I'm forgetting. Jesus, what was up with, like, companies back in that period? Did they just, like, sit down on the drawing board, just, like, steeple their fingers, be like, okay, so what show can we create that awakens as many things in children as possible? Yeah, so me and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, yes, we have an okay history. Let me just say, you can't really call me like an OG of Mystery Dungeon. The first game I played was literally Explorers of Darkness. Okay, no. Yeah, no, like, even I didn't even start with, like, Explorers of Sky as many people did, and if you started with the red rescue team, you're a boomer. That's it, plain and simple. Yeah, yeah, I haven't even played those older games. I've only played, as I've said, Explorers of Darkness. I did play Gates to Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon. I'm gonna keep this one to just Super Mystery Dungeon and Explorers of Darkness, because those are the ones I'm playing right now. And let me just say, I remember jack shit about Explorers to Infinity. All I remember is that Victini was in it, which instantly bumps its score up even more. The final boss wasn't even a Pokemon, and the ending made me cry. Probably because it was my first Mystery Dungeon game that I actually finished. Yeah, no, yeah, so Explorers of Time and Darkness, I don't know what the difference between those games and, like, both, like, topics that the titles are after, and named after, they're both in there, like, there's not, like, any exclusive things, nothing. So, where do I start? Let's start with, like, just, like, the general stuff. Well, let's start with, like, mechanics, actually. Let's think. So, obviously, like, actually, you know what, fuck it. I'm not even gonna start with that. I'm just gonna start going, yeah, so, obviously, since it's, like, a new game, released in literally, like, 2018, I don't even know, in 2016, because, 2016, Switch released in 2017, and after that, every single company looked at the 3DS and went, sayonara. Yeah, so obviously, since it's newer, there's a lot more quality of life changes. Let me just say, those are, like, some of the only stuff that I miss from the old games, like being able to use any single move you want from the L, because how you use moves is you hold L, and then in the new games, you press either X, A, B, or Y, and then that uses one of the 4 moves. But in the old games, for some strange reason, they don't have that. So you only set one move, and then you press L and A to use that move. And if you want to use any other move, you have to go to the menu, click on moves, click on the move you want to use, and use it. and you have to repeat that every single time you want to use a move. That's one thing I appreciate. Apart from that, like, every single thing in the old games are pretty good. Actually, scratch that. Let me just say, okay. There's also another new mechanic that they introduced in the newer games where the more you use a move, I don't know if you have to hit the other Pokemon, they like upgrades it, and like the higher upgrades like increases like the specs of the move. So like the accuracy, the power, the PP, haha, PP, laugh, joke, funny joke. Yes, and it upgrades that, right? And it like kind of keeps stacking endlessly until you get a better move, or I don't know, whatever. And let me just say, thank God that they introduced that feature, because Jesus fuck, I don't know if every single Pokemon in the old games are trained by fucking stormtroopers or something, but their accuracy is it's terrible. It's terrible. I hate it. And it's just the ally Pokemon. All the opponents, they're trained by like a sharpshooter to hit all their moves at 100% accuracy. I think this is what the competitive Pokemon players are talking about when they said 90% accuracy means it basically doesn't hit. God damn. I can use like Fury Swaps. That's a move that hits 5 times. It has a chance of hitting 5 times, right? On average, that hits like 1 time. Maybe 2 if the game is feeling a bit submissive and breedable. Quirky even. Let me just say, I have just a few gripes with the accuracy in the old games. You do not understand how many important story dungeons I have failed because of the fucking accuracy. And just it was like this like a story dungeon. It was like 10-15 floors down, right? I was on the last floor. I was in the room with the fucking staircase, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll be fine. And then there's a cacturn on the floor, and I like walk by it, and it wakes up like, okay, this is fine. I'm gonna hit it, right? I use Flame Wheel, like literally a one-shot kill, misses. I'm like, okay, but surely like my partner Pokemon's got it. They use like, I don't know if it was Quick Attack or Thunder Wave, it fucking misses. And then the 2 allied Pokemon I had along, they missed as well. What the fuck? And like, at this point I was like, this is not good, so I chucked an X-Seed at it, which causes hallucinations, which basically means you're giving the Pokemon its best time ever while you beat it up and take its money. But I threw it at it, and it causes confusion, but yeah. And it was that, and I tried attacking again, missed. Every other one missed. And then this motherfucker turns around while still confused, shoots a pin missile straight at me, and I was on like half to full health. It's fine. His motherfucker landed all of his pin missiles in a row, killed me, and I was pissed. It's good that they added it, because if it was in the older games, I would have fucking upgraded my Flame Wheel to max if after missing it 7 times in a fucking row. I'm just a bit salty, don't mind me. Just don't mind me. And this is like the first time this has happened. Like, this has happened multiple times, especially in like a later one where there's a lot of ghost type Pokemon. And yeah, no, both me and my partner, we don't have many non-normal type moves, so it was kind of a pain. But no. Also, the AI is another thing I want to rant about. Like, they obviously jacked up the AI in the new games because they actually attack with the moves they have instead. And the AIs in the old games, they're definitely a hit or a miss. And that's literal, because sometimes when you're like walking through a corridor, right? They're behind you, so they can't attack with their moves, and there'll be Pokemon in front of me, right? And I'll be like using moves, maybe like if it's like a rock type, and I'm like, okay, you can use like Quick Attack now and take it out because they're gonna use a move. They do nothing. And I'm like, come on, use your move. And I'm like here, I'm like punching it. I'm in like a battle for my life, and they just don't do anything. And then I die, and it's like, oh my god, what happened to you? And then I get knocked out, and I have to start the fucking dungeon again. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. And sometimes the AI is fucking brilliant. Like, they'll use Quick Attack, they use Thunder Wave, and then they won't keep using Thunder Wave. Well, Mud Sport's an exception. They keep using Mud Sport even though its effect is already applied. I don't get it. But yeah, and in the all new games, at least they like attack. They actually have like pretty good AI, which is to be given because it's a new game, right? But yeah, no, it's and sometimes the AI, like ghost type Pokemon, can move through walls, right? So I was talking in the later story dungeon. I was on the last floor. The stairs in front of me. It was stairway room, and this motherfucking Gengar just like pops out of the wall, I don't know if it was Shadow Punches me into oblivion. Like, it did more than my maximum HP. I could not have survived that. I had no revive seeds because obviously it was the last dungeon of the floor. Oh my god. Okay, that's enough of the rant about the fucking mechanics AI. The story, obviously I prefer the older story. Like, what'd you expect? Me to prefer, oh yeah, no, I've got to go to school, my friend is a mudkip, whatever. You know, maybe my friend a mudkip because of the certain deluxe channel. Yeah, and I don't know, I just feel like the old story is like better. Like, yeah, the Wigglytuff Guild is great, and doing those missions, like every single time, it seems like there's some kind of story happening. Like even the, oh, they probably heard that click. I should probably put that down. Like even doing like the sentry duty is fun, and yeah, no, but I've got to go to school. Going to the dungeons in the school was kind of annoying. I don't know. I just feel like it was not great. I mean, and also the names of stuff like Treasure Town. That's a great name. Like think about that. That's great. Serene Village, Lively Town. Are you kidding me? Obviously, there's like other continents that like expands it because there's only one continent in the older games, but there's still like a wider variety of environments, and also, it just also that brings me on to another thing: the dungeons. I probably should have mentioned that in mechanics, whatever. The dungeons. Obviously, the older games have got it as well, but like in the older games, it feels like it's actually like a mystery dungeon. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. There's like dead ends, long corridors that branch out. There's like just like random loops in it. There could be Pokemon in there. Who knows? Like the stairway could be tucked in the middle of the map or tucked away in a little corner somewhere. It could, and then massive rooms, small rooms, the greatest variety, and it like slightly differs between dungeons as well, and that's great. But then in the new games, Game Freak is just like, yeah, you want Pokemon dungeons, right? Pokemon mystery dungeons. Well, they took the whole mystery out of this. So yeah, Pokemon dungeons. So there you go. The new ones, they just seem more straightforward. Like if you follow a path, it's gonna go somewhere. Like it always leads to a room. There's no dead ends. There's nothing. And I just feel like every time a game upgrades from 2D to 3D, some kind of quality drops. Like obviously the Pokemon series is a great example about this. Like, you know, from this jump from black and white, black to white to X and Y, that was like, you know, higher graphics, but the story took a giant hit, you know, everything about it. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you know, when Terraria sequel Minecraft came out, I don't know, there just wasn't, I was disappointed when they didn't port over the Eye of Cthulhu. Minecraft and Terraria are related, right? Right? Yeah, no, also, monster houses. I actually haven't encountered one in the new games. I don't know if they're still in the new games. One sec. Okay, so just search it up. They only show up when there's like hard dungeons or like post main storyline dungeon. I think that's pretty lame. That's pretty lame. And like, because this was something I was gonna mention, right? Because when I was like planning this video for a while, and I was like, you know, I've been anticipating a monster house showing up, like just walking into a room, seeing like one Pokemon, and then just hearing the music kick in, just enemy Pokemon start flashing around everywhere. The text on the bottom, "It's a monster house," shows up, and then the fight for your life, the anxiety, the adrenaline, everything. I was like anticipating that. Let me just say, it was as good. It was as good as I thought. Like, geez, like exact thing happened. Like I walked into a room. There's like one curlier. The music changed. I'm like, oh no. And then other Pokemon showed up. I was like, oh no. And yeah, no, the fight for my life. I have to use up a bunch of my orbs. I've been pretty much like stockpiling orbs. Like they just kind of give them out in the newer games, and you can just kind of use them anywhere. There's also a lot more Reviver Seeds in the new games. Like, there's actually like a drought of Reviver Seeds. I keep using them up on story dungeons, and also when my partner Pokemon wander off on their own and perish. God damn it. Yeah, no. And also Oran Berries. Like, they just kind of hand out the stuff that you need. Well, actually kind of like ration and search for my Oran Berries, because I don't even have any. I have no Reviver Seeds. I have one Oran Berry. Seeds, yeah, but like, I don't need seeds. Seeds are useless, worthless even. And you can use orbs in like important like story missions and boss fights in the newer games, but then in the older games, there's like this mysterious power prevented their use. And you actually have to like strategize about it, so you can actually lead to more loss instead of just spamming orbs and winning every time. And like, back to the story stuff, right? Like, the story is, like, more expansive, more plot twists. But I do have to say, one of the developers for the audience must have a fucking fetish for flashbacks. Jesus Christ, one of the developers for the old game must have a fucking fetish for flashbacks, because every single time there's a story scene, it's like, oh, remember that time when, and then they show a flashback of the same text speed, same, like, exact same gameplay thing, and I'm like, I remember that. I don't have the memory of a goldfish. I know you're appealing to children, but Jesus Christ, you underestimate the stuff they can remember. Like, you don't have to keep doing the flashbacks every single time. I remember that he picked up the stone. I remember that we jumped through the waterfall. That was an important plot point. I remember that you weren't able to use the power then. Okay? Now chill with the fucking flashbacks. And yeah, no, the new games look good, but like, I just prefer the old games. I'm probably gonna finish Explorers of Darkness at this point. I don't know, I'm halfway. I'd only be like half of the story bosses. That's another thing. Like, when you beat an important, like, story boss, like, a picture of the face shows up in the main menu, right? And that just, like, shows how far you are through, because, like, obviously when you don't have many left, you know you're getting to the end. And the new game has, like, only, like 10 of them, and I don't even think I'm halfway through, but, like, the story thing shows I've done, like, 6 or 7 of them. There's only, like, 3 spots left, and the older ones, it's, like, a spot for, like, 16, so... long story. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish Explorers of Darkness first, and then go back to Super Mystery Dungeon, because, like, I said I was gonna finish it. I've already, like, put it off for this long. I made it to one part in Super Mystery Dungeon, and then fucked it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna finish Explorers of Darkness for Mark, the guy who previously owned the copy. He was a Charmander, which means it probably was a Gen 1er, and his partner was a Pikachu, which is also probably why he proves he's a Gen 1er. Yeah, no, I had to erase his account. His team called Giggity, which shows he's a man of intense culture, and... yeah, no, but I did name my partner Todd in memorial, and also make it a Pikachu, so there's some memory of him. Didn't name my team Giggity there, I'm not that cringe. And yeah, that's about it with my rant with Super Mystery Dungeon. I probably forgot something, it's the second time recording it. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, you know what to do. I'm not gonna say it. It's pretty cringe. Or not, I don't know. And yeah, see you later.